Hello and welcome to Return to Fit's Nutrition Basics. This is Unit 2, Food Choices, Lesson 2, Food Choices. In this lesson, we dive a little bit deeper into regards to food choices, and we'll take a look at what a typical meal looks like and how to plan snacks accordingly. But first, let's talk about this. The government has been trying to help people decide what to eat since the early 1900s. The first U.S. food pyramid came in 1992. It wasn't good, but it made sense. Sugary and fats were the small triangle at the top. Meat and dairy, which were deemed high fat, were next. Then fruits and vegetables. Then grains at the bottom. Um, you know, that probably should have been flip-flopped as far as grains versus vegetables, but it was what it was. In 2005, my pyramid came out. It showed a guy climbing stairs to represent exercise, which was great, but the food pyramid itself just sucked. Then, the dumbest of them all, my plate in 2011. No exercise representation, which was the best part of the my pyramid. No water recommendation after over 100 years of making nutritional recommendations. Instead, a cup of milk at every meal. Milk is a combination of protein and fat, and speaking of fat, it's not even addressed. But people actually liked the plate recommendation or representation. So here you go. A better plate. Prioritizing vegetables, including healthy fats, representing water. These portion recommendations for men and women are extremely generic, but if you're looking for a place to start, this is a good one. You can always and should adjust portions as needed. So snacks, I've broken things down by timing. As long as you're burning more calories than you're eating, you're going to be fine from a weight standpoint. But for optimal nutrition, the timing and the types of foods that you put into your body make a big difference. So mid-morning and after workout, include carb-dense foods and protein. This is because your body tolerates carbs better in the morning, and protein and carbs are great after workouts for recovery. Mid-afternoon includes more of a mix of things. Vegetables with a healthy fat or berries with a glass of milk. The goal of these are to be satisfying or filling. The fiber, the protein, the fat content will keep you full and prevent you from making the bad food choices we tend to make when we get really hungry. Before bed is a little more controversial because we don't really need a snack before bed. But if you want one, this is what I recommend. A lean protein, healthy fat. No carb dense foods. Carbs are for energy and you're going to sleep. At night we burn fat as we sleep, but if we eat carbs right before bed, our body has to deal with those before it starts to burn the fat. Is it a huge deal? No, as long as you aren't getting more calories than you burn, but this would be optimal. This Power Food List is a guide. It's not saying that you should be restricted to only the foods on the list. In fact, studies have shown that people can get results sticking to diets less than 50% of the time, although the results are not very good, and I tend to recommend people shoot for 80%. You also notice I color-coded the food groups listed here to correspond with the plates that we looked at earlier, and the hand portions from the last lesson. I'd like to point out that everything falls on a continuum, like good, better, best. Precision nutrition puts it as eat more, eat some, and eat less. And just because something falls under a certain category doesn't mean it belongs there. For example, potatoes and sweet potatoes are a carb-dense food, but they are listed under vegetables. If being counted as a vegetable, they fall under the eat less category. However, if you count them as a carb serving, then they get a promotion to eat some. That might sound confusing, but don't worry about it because the sweet potato isn't going to ruin your nutrition. And if you have any questions, you can always ask. One last thing to clarify here, and I mentioned it in the last lesson, but beverages. I only count calorie-free drinks as a beverage. I mentioned soda is carb-dense food. Whole milk counts as a fat source. Skim milk, protein source. This list is available in your downloads under the food choices and portion sizes. Um, don't forget to grab that. Remember, before making any drastic changes to your nutrition or beginning an exercise program, talk with a healthcare provider, especially if you have any ongoing health issues. If you're enjoying the class, please bring a friend. And don't forget to comment on the discussion for this lesson. And if you're interested in anything else we have to offer, check it out and reach out to me.